One way to avoid having to even deal with exceptions, although you should still probably deal with them, but one way to test out your program before you have to worry about exceptions is to use something called assertions, or the assert function. And the assertion function, or the assert function, allows you to make a assertion about a condition. And if that condition is true, then your program will continue after the assertion. And if your assertion is false, then your program will stop. So let's rewrite our numerator denominator quotient problem. And we'll do it like this. So we create our variables, we create a new scanner object, we prompt for the numerator, then we get the numerator from the scanner object, which is input. We've done this all before. Then we prompt for the denominator. Whoops. Now, before we compute the quotient, we're going to make our assertion. Then we go ahead and perform the arithmetic, and then we can write out the result. Like that. So first let's compile the program. Compiles fine. So we'll close and run it. So it asks us to enter the numerator. We'll enter 4, the denominator 2, and that shows us a quotient of 2, which is correct. Now, let's do it again. Numerator 22, denominator 0, and then notice what happened. The program stopped. So this is a very, very excellent debugging technique to use. By placing asserts where you think there can be an issue, then you can find those issues as you're debugging your program. So this is a very excellent testing and debugging tool. You don't want to use this on your final or production code because it takes up time and actually makes your code a little bit messy. But for implementation, for debugging during your implementation stage, then this is an excellent tool to use. And the way you use it is very simple. You simply put a condition that you're testing for inside the assert function. If it's true, and in this case, for example, the denominator is greater than 0, the program continued on without any problems. If it's false, then the program stops. And you get an assertion error, just like we got here, saying that there's a problem with the assertion, so your program doesn't continue on. So, to kind of summarize here, use the assert as a way to test your program, both to figure out what the right kinds of input values need to be, and also for a place where you might need to put some exception handling. So in this case, I might want to put my code inside a try-kit so that I can look for divide by 0 exceptions. But again, only use it in your debugging code. Once you've found all the places you need to find through asserts, then you need to take those out and replace them with some other type of either data validation or exception handling code. And with that, we've ended this section on exception handling.